Hello everyone, my name is Ark and welcome back to another SH Figuarts review. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at the one and only Nina Williams from Tekken 8. More specifically, the Tekken 8 look. And I gotta say, I am not a big fan of fighting games, but I am a big fan of fighting game girls. So, my collection of fighting game girls just needs to keep growing, so that's why I have her here. No other reason, really. I have no other Tekken 8 characters, so without further ado, let's take this gal out and see how she looks. Alright, so here we have Nina Williams, and I gotta say, it looks pretty good. Now, I don't know anything about the character, so I'm just going to go with the figure itself. It looks really nice. I like the way that they have a bunch of the different materials sort of showcased throughout the figure. Now, we have, of course, the blue, I am already a terrible reviewer, purple dress that, of course, has the slits on the back, on the sides, revealing her thighs and everything like that. She has a nice ass, to be fair. Has the cleavage, of course, and I do think it looks pretty well proportioned, because sometimes with like fighting game characters, it's a little hard to actually get the proportions pretty well. But you do have sort of like the leather jacket, of course, looks really nice. Very leather look, of course, just plastic. The details on the forearms and everything like that, like all the sculpted detail is really well done. Like the buttons on the shirt, on the jacket and everything, everything else is looking amazing. Even the fishnets on the legs are very well sculpted. Now, granted, the face, while being more of a realistic face, it still looks really good. The hair looks nice, although I wish there was a little bit of a wash on there. But what can I say? Nothing is perfect in this world. Now, there are a couple of things about the articulation that are a little weird. Well, not really, but they did a really nice job with the abdomen, and I will show that in just a second, so please focus. So, for articulation sakes, for the head, we have the head, I'm pretty sure, on a ball joint. Yeah, double ball joint, right there. If I can get it back together, there we go. So, looking down, of course, we look down about that far, which is really good. And looking up, pretty decent as well. Yeah, the hair sculpt is in the way, but it still has a pretty decent amount of give on there. Looking side to side, and pivoting, not so much. The neck does have a slit underneath for the actual neck joint to move, which is really nice. A lot of times with the female figures, they omit that for some stupid reason, but this one is really nice. Arms, you can definitely get them past a T-pose, or sometimes just a T-pose in general. Looks really nice. You can rotate them 360 degrees for both of them. You have a bicep swivel, which works, but the sculpt of it, since the arm is sculpted weirdly, where it's not fully round, it's more flat on the sides and more round over here, it's going to be a little difficult to actually get the bicep swivel to move without the actual shoulder moving. We do have a butterfly joint, but it's not the greatest, to say the least. You can get the arms kind of close together, but as any other figure that we've looked at, she has a lot in the chest for it blocking, for it to block the entirety there. So yeah, not really the greatest butterfly joints, but hey, might as well include them to give just slight better range. And to be fair, these sockets do pop out pretty easily as well, especially if you push it. Like for example, that just popped out right there. I was pushing it a little bit further than it needed to be, so you can just pop that sucker right in. You can definitely get her to cross her arms almost without popping the sockets, which is not the biggest issue. I just kind of wish they would have made it a little bit better, because this is a very expensive figure, not gonna lie. But yeah, it's fine. Double or single jointed elbow, actually, so definitely a choice. Wrist hinge, of course. Move back and forth for both of them. This one also has a single jointed elbow, at least from the looks of it, because there's no other. Is it double jointed? No, it's a single jointed. It is just a single jointed. That is such a weird way of doing it. Interesting. And of course the wrist hinge. She does have these open palms, which look really nice. Again, the sculpting on the hands for it being so tiny and the paint job on there, really very well done. Abdomen. For the chest itself, pretty good range, honestly. And then just using the actual ab crunch, pretty good. Like, look at that. Normally, female figures don't do that. Granted, it's not the greatest, but for someone that has a dress like this, it's really good. Going backwards, you can pop out the socket as well, so just be careful on that. Pop it right back in. But she does have pretty decent articulation for the abdomen. Not the greatest, but you can swivel it and pivot it however you want. So it's pretty good. Like, just for a dress figure, for a figure that has a dress on and has cuts and everything, it works. Splits. Let's see how well she does the splits. Pretty much perfect. Look at that. Perfect splits for a dress. For a figure with a dress. That's amazing. I love that. She does not... Oh, no, she does have a thigh swivel for both legs, which is really nice. Kicking forward might be the biggest issue, but you can definitely open her up and move her, of course. She does have pretty nice smooth legs with a nice butt sculpted on there. Okay. Okay, that's weird. Oh, what the heck? Oh, I just pulled it out. So for the legs, as you can see right here, the pivot, the joint itself is just a single joint. There's no drop down hips or anything. What the heck? Okay, wait, give me 1 second. All right, I fixed her back up. She was squeaking a little bit too much, so I just had to put some shock oil on there, just because. So yeah, for the legs, you can move the legs pretty well. But you can also pop out the joint because it's technically pulling down the joint, which is not the greatest. So she's going to get about a 90-degree angle on that leg movement. So let me fix that up real quick. If I can, of course. It's a weird way of doing it. It's pretty common actually, but still weird. So about 90 degrees for the legs. Almost 90 degrees. Double jointed knee. We already said that she had a thigh swivel, a foot hinge going forward this far, going backwards this far, that far, and of course a toe hinge. It's pretty okay. She does stand pretty well, especially for someone that has heels on, so that's definitely a plus. So let's move on to the accessories now, because she has a decent amount, but definitely not the most. Alright, so for the accessories, we do not have many, surprisingly. Actually, not surprisingly, but yeah. We have two different faceplates, which I forgot how tiny these fighter figures are sometimes. So we have kind of like a shouting faceplate, which looks really nice. The actual like face printing and everything they used looks really freaking good. And we have a smiling faceplate for Nina Williams as well. Looks really nice, very easily. One of the better faceplates I've seen. Kind of like realism with just caricature-like. We have the glasses, which are very tiny. As you can see, they're super tiny. You can attach them to the faceplates before actually putting them on, or if you want to just put it on the actual figure afterwards, you can. There's like a slight slot right here next to the ear for you to just slide those in, and you should be good. I think realistically you need to have it on the figure. Oh no. So realistically you would just have to pop out the actual hair sculpt, put the glasses on, and put the hair sculpt back in, because it also has a slight indent for the glasses to fit in. So there we go. Looks really nice actually. So I'm gonna put her like that there. We do have two fists, or a pair of fists as well. Very nice. A hand that I don't know what it does actually. It's an interesting hand. I think it might be for one of her taunting moves. I'm not sure. I gotta see. Our fighting pose. Oh yeah, it is for one of her fighting moves as well. Two guns as well. Very nice. She packing heat. Two hands to hold. Oh wait, no. This is for the glasses right here to hold the glasses, and then just a more so open palm hand for, I think, her attack with this one, where it goes like this. Yes, kind of like that. Cool. Coolio. We got it like that. And of course, to holding hands for the weapons as well. So overall, this figure is very interesting. Again, this is really just for me to continue putting it in my fighting game collection. Oh, before that, actually, it also comes with the background of the actual plays. I'm not gonna get this out because I hate putting these things back in, so you won't see that in the video, unfortunately. I apologize. But overall, final thoughts. I think this figure is fine. It's definitely better than I thought it would be. A lot of people were definitely excited for this one, for sure. Again, as someone that is not a fan of Tekken or even just fighting games in general, it's a good figure to have as well, especially if you are a fan of the designs. This design is pretty cool. Yeah, overall, I'm going to give this figure a 7 out of 10 because it does have its issues, to say the least. Like, yeah, some of the articulation choices are definitely weird. The butterfly joints don't necessarily work the best. The legs do pop off the hips as well very easily, which is definitely not the best thing out there. But it also doesn't have the most accessories, like any like actual effects or anything like that. So yeah, but besides that, it's an okay figure. So that's all the time I have for you guys today. And what do you guys think about this figure? Do you like it? Do you not like it? But besides that, I will see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.